Greetings, I'm Scrab, and this is the third part of the Tokyo Marui Vz61 Scorpion AEP HPA kit's installation guide. In this part I will take a look what parts my kit contains and I show how to set its adjustable switches. When you order the full kit, after opening the package you will find this pouch which contains the base and the hop-up parts. The base kit parts are the main kit, with the top cover plate, the support plate, the custom FCU wire harness, a 6 mm diameter macro line, a metal polymer composite harness protection, a shrinking tube, a 7.5 and an 8 mm diameter hose clamps, a pair of replacement screws for the stock base, an aluminum spacer, and a small cable tie. The hop-up parts are optional, but I really recommend them, because this provides the accuracy, consistency, and the dust protection. These parts are the TDC and the dust cover mod, and the hop-up arm. The main and the hop-up parts are assembled for greater durability during the transport and to prevent the loss of the small parts. As I said previously, the fire selector switches are adjustable and pre-adjusted on the Stan Mod D lower receiver. But now I will show how to readjust them if you are not satisfied with the setup. For that you will need a small flathead screwdriver, a small Phillips head screwdriver, the lower receiver, the fire selector plate, and the fire selector lever. For the better visibility and contrast, I will use this transparent main kit, which I made for demonstration purposes. With the flathead screwdriver, support the switches nuts from this side through the small cuts on the main kit. With the Phillips head screwdriver, loosen the switches screws just a little to be able to move with these switches. Push the switches to the farther position from the fire selector plate. When it is done, place the fire selector plate to the groove where it used to be during the assembled state. Slide it back and forth while you push the safe switch towards it until the switch starts clicking. Now it's clicking. But do not overdo this. The fire selector plate should slide without resistance from the switch lever. This one. Tighten the safe switch screws a bit to hold its position. And check if it's still clicking. If it does, then tighten the switches screws definitely with the help of the flathead screwdriver. Just like that, support the nuts and tighten the screws. Now double check if it preserved its position. In this case, it does. If not, try to readjust it again. If you could not find such a position where the switch toggles without resistance, try to reduce the entering edge by shifting the switch to create a little tilt, like that, or with rounding down its lever entering edge by a sharp blade or a file. This one. With the mechanical fire selector parts, slide the main kit inside the lower receiver. Adjust the cables. And match the fire selector's teeth. By using the fire selector lever, try out if the safe switch clicks between the fire selector positions. Click, 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 click. So it does. If not, try to readjust it again. Set the fire selector to the full auto position and push the fire selector switch to the fire selector plate, to the edge of the switch lever toggle position. Something like that. If you found it, tighten the switch screws. You can also use some pointy tool for testing the tension on the switch's lever. It is sufficiently tight. Move slowly the fire selector to the safe position. If you heard 2 clicks in short succession, then your switch is in right position. 1 click. Second. Okay, there should be 3 clicks along the full length. 1, full auto off. Second, safety on. Third, safe off. Also backwards. Safety on. Safety off. Full auto on. Okay. If you think that your fire selector switch is in right position, remove the kit from the receiver. And like previously, with the help of the flathead screwdriver, support the nuts and tighten the screws. I recommend to tighten them bit by bit, one after another, several times. This prevents the switch from moving and losing its adjusted position. Reassemble the kit again and check out if the adjustment preserved. One, 2, 3. Okay, it seems to be working. If not, try to readjust it again. I also like to test it out with the help of the solenoid valve or a buzzer. So remove the kit from the receiver and connect the electronics to it. I will use this custom FCU wire harness and this solenoid valve. Reassemble the components. I will use this BB button to amplify the solenoid valve electromagnet's clicking sound. And I hope the FCU LCD is visible. So test it out. This should be full auto. Okay. Now save. Oh, something is not right. Okay, now it. Once again, auto. Save. No clicking from the solenoid. Semi. Excellent, it's working. Now you know how to readjust your kit's fire selector switches, if it is necessary. This will be the end of this part of the guide. Next time I will show you what modifications were made off screen, how to prepare your macro line for the installation, and how to prevent the FCU from accidentally switching to the programming mode. If you have any questions, contact me through scrabarmory@gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in. Take care of yourself. Bye.